urbanization and suburbanization. Let's define the urbanization first. Urbanization is the process through which cities grow and higher percentages of the population comes to live in the city. One example of urbanization is if a skyscraper is blocking the view of farmland you once had from your house window, urbanization is happening. Because when we say urbanization, it is a word for becoming more like a city. Let's proceed to the advantages and disadvantages of urbanization. Let's start with its advantages. We have better job opportunities, higher salaries in cities, life in cities has become more convenient, and better access to medical facilities. While its disadvantages are higher levels of pollution, stress levels increase, less natural recovery space, and cities are quiet crowded.
Suburbanization is a term used to describe the growth of areas on the fringes of major cities. Sudden and extreme relocation out of urban areas into the suburbs is one of the many causes of urban sprawl, as suburbs grow to accommodate into increasingly large population. Suburbanization cause and effect. Suburbanization is caused by factors that typically classified into push and pull factors. Push factors are those that attract people out of their original homes in urban areas into suburban. The main push factor in encouraging suburbanization have to do with the individual feeling tired of city life and perception that the urban areas are overpopulated, overpolluted, and dirty. Pull factor are those that attract people into suburb in particular. Pull factor for suburbanization at the turn of century included more open spaces, the perception of being closer to nature, and lower suburban house prices and property taxes in comparison to cities. Effect. The growth of suburbs has effect more than just those who live in the city or business corporation. One of the most negative effects of suburbanization is its impact on the environment. With the growth of suburbanization and the spread of people living outside the city, this can cause negative impact on the environment. Advantage. Those moving from city to suburbs are often struck by how much more quiet and peaceful life is out of the city himself. Housing in suburbs tend to be both larger and more affordable than in cities, making it very attractive to both families and investors. Many suburbs have a strong community spirit with a local group or club and plenty of green parks to relax in. Disadvantage. The life in the suburbs is that it takes longer to reach most destinations. Living in the suburbs and living in the city often makes for a long commute, especially since the public transport is often harder to access. Shopping centers and restaurants are also spread further apart, resulting in fewer convenient
Playgrounds for children. The playground, play park, or play area is a designated to provide an environment for children that facilitates play, typically outdoors. While playground is usually designated for children, some are designated for other age groups. Number 1. Learning through play. When children play, they gain a large variety of skills like coordination, motor skills, cognitive abilities, social awareness, language, and so much more. Number 2. Physical benefits. Playgrounds are a vital aspect of healthy development, providing a place for children to get a full body workout, including exercise that strengthens their arms, legs, thighs, and so on. Number 3. Social development. Playgrounds are not generally a solidarity activity. Whenever you visit a playground, other kids are bound to be there. When children meet other kids on the playground, it teaches them important lessons about social norms and how to interact with others, all of them which will come handy in adult relationship and their future workplace. Number 4. Emotional impact. The physical and social benefits of play are more obvious. However, there are also subtle emotional changes in a child's well-being that may be not recognizable yet are still vitally important. Number 1. Unpredictable tropical weather. In the Philippines, the country has a tropical weather. This means that there are two seasons, which are the wet and dry seasons. Number 2. Exposure to dirt and dust. Aside from the absence of roofs, outdoor playgrounds are likely without walls. The absence of walls and roofs makes the playground prone to dust and bacteria. Number 3. Risk of prices or cuts. As a parent, you should watch out of playground equipment that could be damaged or unmaintained. Equipment that has not undergone maintenance for a long time is likely to break in an instant or rust all over. Number 4. Lack in safety structure. Compared to indoor playgrounds, its outdoor counterpart is not equipped with playmats that can absorb impact from children. Well, example of playgrounds for children. Kidsania, Manila, Enchanted Kingdom, Sky Ranch, Tagaytay, Rizal Park, SMC Side Playground, Safari Kids Adventure.
Sport fields for youths and adults. Soccer, lacrosse, baseball, football, getting involved in youth sport is a rite of passage for youth and adults, enabling them to learn physical and social skill on the playing field. Picking the best sport providing and right level of encouragement can be a challenge, but with a little research, you will find the sport program that best fit for youngers and your family's budget and schedule. Benefits of sport and youth adult. Playing sport has a range of physical, emotional, and interpersonal benefits. Better vision. Youth and adults who spend time outdoor playing, especially organized sport, are less likely to develop vision problems. Healthy weight. Obesity is increasing in adults, but data show that kids who are more active, especially after school, are more likely to be normal weight. Motor skill development. Sport participation helps with coordination and learning new skills. Social skill development. Playing on a team means learning to work with others and support them. Self-confidence. Success as a team member and athlete build confidence. Sportsmanship. Learning the rules of the game, respect for coaches and referees, and how to stay positive even when losing are all valuable life lessons. Fun and enjoyment and friendship.
Networks of parks throughout country. Networks of parks, as defined by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, or IUCN, are relatively large natural areas not materially altered by human activity, where extractive resource uses are not allowed and which are established to protect outstanding natural and scenic areas of national or international significance for scientific, educational, and recreational uses. The environmental, historical, cultural significance and island of the Philippines protected areas. The awareness of the natural heritage generates pride and curiosity. Visit and first-hand experience generate awe, pleasure, and hopefully protectiveness toward nature. The Philippines already has many protected areas, some of which can be used as nature parks. But the Philippines must invest more in the environment education of its people by adequately funding and properly managing these nature parks and other protected areas. These are some places of networks of parks in the Philippines. Biak na Bato, which is located in San Miguel, Bulacan, got its name for the presence of unique rock formations and caves. Caramon Peninsula, located in Camarines Sur in the Bicol region. One shouldn't miss out on an opportunity to visit the Caramon Peninsula National Park, which boasts of beautiful limestone formations and white sand beaches as well as winding rivers and caves. 100 Island, located in Alaminos, Pangasinan, from the name itself, over 100 mushroom. Minalungaw, located in Nueva Ecija. The most notable feature of this national park is its 16-meter high limestone, which is bordering the Peñaranda River. Puerto Princesa Subterranean River, located in Puerto Princesa in Palawan, serving as the home to distinct wildlife and a habitat for biodiversity conservation. Paway Lake, located in Ilocos Norte. The area is stated that a national park on June 21, 1969, under Republic Act 5631. The site is a home of almost 77 species of common endangered and nomadic birds. Naguyudan, it is known to the local as Takkel Adanum, and is a popular picnic site. Mount Apo, located in Davao del Sur. It is the highest mountain and one of the most popular nature-based tourism sites in the country. Batanes Protected Landscape and Seascape. The unique and exceptional beauty of Batanes is shaped by its harsh environment and the people who have learned to understand and live with it. Ninoy Aquino Parks and Wildlife, located in Quezon City. This nature park in the city's heart envisions to be a world-class ecotourism destination and a venue for biodiversity conservation and education on Philippines endemic and rare wild flora and fauna, with this mission to provide a broad spectrum of outdoor recreation and delightful experiences.
The Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra, or PPO, is the country's leading orchestra and widely regarded as one of the top musical ensembles in the Asia-Pacific region. The Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra was established on May 15, 1973. as the CCP Philharmonic Orchestra and was initially intended to accompany performing artists at the CCP Theater. The PPO first music director was Prof. Luis Valencia with Julian Carit as concertmaster. In 1979, the First Lady Imelda R. Marcos asked Prof. Oscar C. Yatco to reorganize the orchestra. 3 years later, the Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra was born with a new vision to be ranked among the best in the world. The PPO has performed with many of the world-renowned conductors that include Manny Di Rodan, Piero Gamba, Enrique Batis, Sebastian Berriu, and Nicolas Koch. It has also performed with the best foreign and Filipino artists such as Van Leborn, Renata Tebaldi, Judith Engel, Anthony Camden, David Benoit, Cecil Licad, Raul Sunico, and Lea Salonga. The PPO has toured Europe in 2001 and has participated in the Asia Orchestra Week in September 2002, held at the Tokyo Opera City Hall upon the invitation of the Association of Japanese Symphony Orchestras. It has performed at Bangkok National Theatre in September 2004 upon the invitation of Her Royal Highness Princess Galyani Bandhana of Thailand. The PPO has premiered Filipino compositions and has featured works by foreign composers not yet performed in the Philippines. It continues to promote music appreciation through outreach concerts in school, parishes, government agencies, and underserved communities in Metro Manila and different regions in the country.
And now let's proceed to the opera company in the Philippines. POC is the only opera company in the country that produces regular opera production. It was founded in 1999 and it is committed to broadening the audience for opera by performing in malls, parks, schools, community center, and other places. Carla Gutierrez is one of the country we love sopranos and also known as the founder of Philippine Opera Company. There are three most popular opera companies in the Philippines. Number 1 is the Quezon City ABS-CBN Philharmonic Orchestra. The ABS-CBN Philharmonic Orchestra is a Filipino radio station based in Manila, and it was founded in 2012 with financial support of ABS-CBN. The official debut of ABS-CBN Philharmonic Orchestra was on July 20, 2012 in a concert held at Dolby Theater. Next one is the Manila Symphony Orchestra. It's the oldest orchestra in Asia and the longest surviving artistic institution in the Philippines. Founded by Alexander Lipa in 1926. In 1970s, various conductors led the orchestra including Oscar Yatco, Helen Quach, and Regalado Se. The MSO was recognized in 2001 by its longtime concertmaster, Professor Basilio Manalo, who appointed Professor Arturo Molina. Last one is the Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra or PPO. It's the country leading orchestra. Philharmonic Orchestra was established on May 15, 1973 as the CCP Philharmonic Orchestra. PPO first music director was Professor Luis Valencia and Julian Carit as a concertmaster in 1979.
Let's proceed to art and natural history museums and libraries. Libraries and museums are places where we learn about ourselves, the world around us, and what came before us. They inspire us to make a better future by helping us remember and understand the past. As cultural heritage institutions, libraries and museums share common goals to acquire, preserve and make accessible artifacts, and evidence of the world's social, intellectual, artistic, even spiritual achievements. Some examples of museums in the Philippines are National Museum of Fine Arts, National Museum of Anthropology, Ayala Museum, and Casa Manila. When it comes to libraries, we have National Libraries of the Philippines, Quezon City Public Library, Filipinas Heritage Library, and the Ortigas Foundation Library.